Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your casual consumer's review. For this pickup, this shoe was launched late here in Canada for some reason. From what I understand, these already came up for a few weeks in the US, but I was finally able to check these out from my local Adidas Sport Performance store here in Toronto and found a pair for a review. This is the new Pureboost model from Adidas that is upgraded and revised once more for a release in this summer of 2017. These are the Adidas Pure Boost DPR that I have here for a review. It's a really interesting model to push out in my opinion because Adidas launched a completely new Adidas Pure Boost model for 2017 already, just a few months back in fact. But for those who don't know what that is, be sure to check out a review I did for those. But for this summer, Adidas released another new model of these Pure Boost, now called the Pureboost DPR. I think it's just a subcategory of the Pureboost model in my opinion, because I don't think they would discontinue the Pureboost 2017 that quickly. But for this DPR model, there are some design aesthetics that reminds me of those 2017 Pureboost. So in a sense, I do feel like these DPR Pureboost are a revamped model that's even closer as a running shoe. But nonetheless, let's take a closer look at these sneakers. First thing first, the colorway that I bought for this review is the Oreo colorway. Intertwined with black and white colors of little arrowheads, the upper almost feels pixely visual wise, but technicality wise, the design scheme of this upper was inspired by Aramis, which is a fine-tuned upper that delivers maximum functionality from the material. This upper is quite interesting. At first, I thought it was mesh, but it's actually a knit upper. By touch, this knit is not super elastic, but it does stretch in some way when I apply pressure against it. At the toe box area, it's hard to see but it's actually perforated with many ventilated holes up front. Both the lateral and medial side of the shoe looks identical to each other, with a prominent 3-stripe logo in black that is surprisingly perforated as well, easily seen when you look inside out of the shoe. Everything was well researched and thoughtfully executed to offer an adaptive fit and natural feel on feet. Moving towards near the back of the shoes, we have the familiar looking Pureboost pods on the side again on this shoe, just like the ones found on the 2017 Pureboost that were released earlier this year. This pod is actually an external heel counter that enhances the support of the foot and allows optimal movement for Achilles. Just like the 2017 Pureboost model, there are rows of small hollow holes on the pod that I initially thought it was for ventilation, but it's actually just there for aesthetic purposes. Different from the 2017 Pureboost though, this pod is hard as a rock. On the 2017 Pureboost model, it's actually soft and you can push it in, but on these DPR Pureboost, because it's firm, the area at the back of the shoe clearly feels more structured than before, great from preventing heel slippage. Here's the view of the shoes from the back. There's no pull tab or anything here, making this shoe a little more sleek and city-like visually. Moving up towards the sneaker, this pair came with flat black laces laying on top of a separate tongue. This tongue is ventilated up front with an Adidas Sport Performance logo stamped right on top of the tongue. Overall by touch, it feels very flimsy in my opinion, like made from a delicate foam, but it's also very thin as well besides the little plushness it provides at the top, but it should do its job as a standard tongue, unlike the unusual 2-fold tongue on the previous 2017 Pureboost that many people disliked. As for the midsole, we have Adidas' Boost cushioning technology, which all of you should know or have heard by now. Is some of the most comfortable cushioning system available that returns energy every time you lift off from the ground. The material is squishy and bouncy, just like walking on pillows on your feet. When comparing the amount of boost to the 2017 Pureboost, there's less found on these DPR height-wise at the heel area. But Adidas actually planned it like this as they wanted a close to the ground feel for a smooth, stable ride on this model. At the forefront though, just like the 2017 Pureboost, the midsole platform is built wider to increase the surface area and thus increase stability when you apply sudden tight movements to your run. Inside the shoe, we have some standard textile lining with some minimal padding for our ankles and heel region. It's not super plush, but they did throw in some cushioning in case our ankles need some heel rest. These shoes surprisingly came with removable insoles. On the face of the insole, we have a repeating dotted pattern with a large red Adidas logo at the heel portion. While flipping it over, we have the same rectangular pattern seen on insoles of the Ultra Boost. This makes me think that these insoles are the same as the Ultra Boost insoles, and in other words, comfy. If you strip the insole out, you will see the same felt-like fabric laying on top of the Boost midsole, which is found on most insoleless Boost sneakers like NMDs and every previous Pureboost model. So kudos to Adidas for adding insoles to these. Looking under the sneaker, this shoe has some stretch web rubber outsole like the 2017 Pureboost does. This also is flexible enough to bend and adapt to the unique ways of running in tight city turns and traffic. This also extends a tiny bit upwards on the medial side, but doesn't fully extend upwards like the 2017 Pure Boost does. Overall, this outsole looks almost identical to the Continental rubber outsole found on Ultra Boosts, so I'm pretty sure it'll provide a similar dynamic, adaptable, and superior traction like that model. Anyways, here are some Adidas Pure Boost DPR fit footage. Fit-wise, I went true to size and they fit me well. Because they are a knit fabric, you can choose to go half size down as well, I feel. It's weird because they fit me really nicely, but when I look back at this fit footage, the shoe looks really long. But I mean, these are not hyped at all. You can literally go into a store and try them out yourself. But you won't go wrong going true to size, I'd say. Comfort wise, these are really comfortable. Even though they shaved off some of the Boost material to bring our feet closer to the ground, the feeling of Boost is still here. One big thing I really liked about this sneaker is that it's built like a traditional sneaker. If you compare this DPR model to the 2017 Pure Boost, I would actually pick these DPR over those because this tongue did not bother me at all. The heel counter doesn't actually stick up over my Achilles like a bull and rather rest on my heel gently and naturally. And also the knit upper is supportive yet loose where it needs to be. Boost wise, you will feel more compression on the 2017 Pure Boost because there's more there, but the overall cushioning of these DPR won't be behind by much. This Pure Boost also does not have a high arch like the 2017 Pure Boost does, so these will fit a lot better for those who do not need a high arch support. I mean, what can I say? This DPR is built like a traditional shoe, so you can't really go wrong with it. The upper is ventilated knit as well, so it's like a more durable prime knit in my opinion. I'm honestly interested to see if Adidas Consortium will pick this model up as a collab and do some fancy things to it, cause that will be interesting. Price wise, these were $200 Canadian before tax, the same price as the 2017 Pure Boost. If you couldn't find or justify the price of an Ultra Boost, these Pure Boost DPR are not a bad option at all. More comfortable than a lot of boosted sneakers that came out lately like the NMDs and Stan Smith Boost, and possibly the Nike Boost as well depending on your likes. Also, this shoe was designed with the mindset of a running shoe that's fitted for city runners running in sharp corners and turns, so you'll know it makes an excellent casual walking shoe by itself as well. Overall, I'm pretty impressed by this shoe. It's a nice upgrade from the 2017 Pure Boost where the fit of the shoe wasn't enjoyed by everyone. Most importantly, they added insoles to these DPR, further enhancing the comfort of this model to compensate the thinner boost. Always a plus in my books. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video and let me know in the comments if you tried a pair of these. Because sticking true with the dynamic city theme, not only did this shoe have decent style, but it also delivered performance, especially for those living in urban areas. That's it for today. S2W signing off.